Our next story, which is from Karnataka, where once again the polarization politics is peaking with less than a year to go for elections. The showdown right now is over a decision by the Karnataka government to include chapters on RSS founder Hegdewar's writings. The Congress alleges that this has been done at the cost of removing Bhagat Singh chapters from school textbooks, an accusation that the BJP has denied.
A massive political war has erupted in Karnataka over the alleged exclusion of lessons on Bhagat Singh from the 10th standard book. The opposition is up in arms. The Congress has alleged that Bhagat Singh's lessons were replaced with RSS founder KB Hegdewar's writings. Karnataka Congress Chief D.K. Shivakumar took to Twitter and condemned the state government's action. Shivakumar said the decision to remove Bhagat Singh's lessons is an act of anti-nationalism. He added that if today Bhagat Singh is removed, tomorrow it can be Mahatma Gandhi.
ये देश को एक रखने की कमेटी होना चाहिए और हर एक के विचार उसमें सम्मिलित होना, लेकिन देश के संविधान के तहत वो बने। लेकिन यहाँ पर चंद लोग अपने ही विचार को जो ला रहे हैं, हेगडेवार का एक 200 साल पुराने संस्था है क्या उनकी?
Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal too waded into the controversy. Aam Aadmi Party Supremo took to Twitter to slam the BJP. Kejriwal called the Bombay government's decision to omit Bhagat Singh's lessons an insult. Karnataka Education Minister hit back at the opposition. Karnataka Education Minister B.C. Nagesh's recent reaction to the Hegdewar controversy. Meanwhile, the Karnataka Education Department has issued a clarification saying that it has not dropped Bhagat Singh from 10th standard textbooks. First, furor over the decision to drop Tipu Sultan from textbooks. Then hinting at teaching Bhagavad Gita in schools. Now the face-off over Bhagat Singh lesson has added a new act in polarization Nataka. Bureau Report, India Today.
The legal battle over the Gyanvapi Mosque is far from over. 2 petitions have now been filed in Varanasi court over this very issue. And let's get you details of what these 2 petitions are. They've both been filed by the 5 women petitioners, the original petitioners in this case. They've now sought a directive for a fresh survey on the area. The court will be hearing 2 pleas. Petition 1, demanding to shift the place of namaz in the mosque. Petition 2 demands to remove a temporary wall facing the Nandi idol to create a path to the shivling that the Hindu side claimed was found during the survey of the mosque complex. All of this as AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi has referred to the order to seal the alleged shivling spot in the Gyanvapi mosque as illegal. Owaisi said that he's hopeful the Supreme Court will do complete justice. Remember that the legal battle on Gyanvapi will resume in the topmost court of the Supreme Court as well on Thursday. Blame game that's broken out within the survey team between 2 commissioners. One who's been actually removed by the court because he's been accused of bias. Now, the survey commissioner has also been accused of leaking inside details to the media, and that's what prompted the Varanasi court to sack Commissioner Ajay Mishra. He's now made a massive claim. The sacked official has pinned the blame on his colleague and fellow survey commissioner Vishal Singh for his removal. And we spoke to both sides. While we spoke to the sacked commissioner, we've also spoken to Court Commissioner Vishal Singh, who's hit back saying there's no truth to any of these claims. There are 2 remaining commissioners now, Vishal Singh and Ajay Pratap, who will continue their work of completing the survey report. The Gyanvapi Mosque is, of course, embroiled in this long-drawn legal battle. The court has also directed the Archaeological Survey of India to probe the structure of the mosque.
अजय कुमार मिश्रा हमारे साथ मौजूद हैं। अजय जी, आपको क्या लगता है कि सबसे बड़ा रीज़न आपके रिमूवल का क्या होगा? आपको क्यों हटाया गया?
यही तो बात है कि रीजन पता नहीं है। रीजन में केवल विशाल जी की आपत्ति है।
नहीं, उन्होंने तो काफ़ी कुछ उसमें, हम लोग जो पढ़ रहे हैं उसमें लिखा हुआ है कि आप सहयोग नहीं कर रहे हैं, ईमानदारी को लेकर आपकी बातचीत हुई है।
सर आ जाए सामने बैठ जाएं, बता दें कि मैंने क्या सहयोग किया है।
तो क्या आप इसको राजनीति मानते हैं?
बिल्कुल।
उन्होंने कहा है कि मीडिया में आपने कुछ चीज़ें लीक करी हैं, कोई आरपी सिंह हैं आपके सहयोगी, आपके कैमरामैन हैं, उन्होंने कई चीज़ें बताई।
देखिए हमारी गलती क्या है, ये तो मैं शायद राजनीति से समझ गया हूँ। मेरा सीधापन ही मेरी जो है गलती है।
आपके चेहरे पर एक मुस्कान है।
ये संतोष है कि मैंने कुछ गलत नहीं किया है।
ये मुस्कान डे 1 पर भी थी और आज भी है।
वो हमेशा रहेगी सर, स्वाभाविक है।
आप खुद को निष्पक्ष मानते हैं आज भी?
एकदम सर, मैंने कोई भी गलती नहीं किया हुआ है
जी, और
न्यायालय का भी सम्मान है, लेकिन विशाल जी ने जो किया वो गलत किया है।
क्या किया उन्होंने?
यही जो हमारे ऊपर आरोप लगाया, मुझे नहीं था, उनको अगर बताना चाहिए था, मुझे कोई आपत्ति उनको थी मुझसे जो है, तो कम से कम बात तो किए होते बैठ के। सारी कार्रवाई होने के बाद ऐसी कौन सी गलती निकल आएगी जो उन्होंने एप्लीकेशन दे दिया।
मौखिक तौर पर आपसे कोई डिस्कशन उनका नहीं हुआ?
नहीं, हमारा उनका कोई मौखिक डिस्कशन नहीं हुआ।
सर्वे पर जाते थे तो बातचीत आम होती थी?
हाँ, जो उन्होंने कहा, मतलब वो अपने रास्ते जाते तो मैं अलग जाता था जो है, लेकिन वहाँ जाने के बाद उनका हमारा कोई विरोध नहीं हुआ है।
नहीं हुआ। तो बताया गया कि शिवलिंग का पानी भी उनके द्वारा हटवाया गया वहाँ पर।
बिल्कुल, सारा कार्रवाई उनके निर्देशन में हुई है।
तो ऐसा क्या खटास आ गई कि जो है उन्होंने इतना कुछ आपके बारे में लिख दिया?
अब तो सर यही वही बता सकते हैं ना।
आपको ऐसा एक्सपेक्टेशन थी ऐसा होगा?
मुझे उम्मीद नहीं थी, इसीलिए तो दुख है इस बात पर।
ये मैंने कोर्ट में स्थिति स्पष्ट करने के लिए एप्लीकेशन दी थी। मैंने किसी के रिमूवल या इसके लिए नहीं दी थी, और मेरा कभी कोई गलत भावना नहीं थी। हमारे भाई की तरह आज भी हैं, हमेशा रहेंगे, और हम लोगों ने साथ काम किया है। भले ही 2-3 दिन काम किया है, उन्होंने सहयोग भी किया है, ऐसा नहीं है, लेकिन कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हो गई, माननीय न्यायालय के आदेश में स्पष्ट रूप से है, और कुछ प्रतिवादी संख्या 4 जो है कुछ परेशान कर रहे थे, कुछ रुष्ट थे। तो निष्पक्ष और बिना भेदभाव की जो प्रक्रिया होनी चाहिए, कमीशन कार्रवाई की जो रिपोर्ट प्रेषित होनी चाहिए, वो उसके लिए मैंने एक एप्लीकेशन दिया था। माननीय न्यायालय ने उस पर संज्ञान लेते हुए आदेश पारित किया है।
Now, with the Gyanvapi Mosque controversy being spoken about so widely across the country, the debate over this and the legal battle, it's now resounding across the country, resonating with several dormant religious disputes across India, also now becoming a talking point. From Kashi to Karnataka, we get you details of how this has become the #1 talking point.
A nation locked in a spurt of religious disputes. Some even violent, as happened in Madhya Pradesh's Neemaj, where 2 groups clashed, pelted each other with stones over the alleged installation of a Hanuman idol at a dargah.
In Madhya Pradesh alone, 3 temple mosque disputes have resurfaced in the wake of the Gyanvapi issue in Varanasi. While in Ujjain, a religious leader has challenged a local mosque on similar grounds. In Dhar, a petition has been filed for the control of the Bhotshala, and in Neemaj, a dispute led to a riot-like situation and prohibitory orders.
Police deployed outside an old mosque in Ujjain after claims that it was built by Mughal rulers on what was once an iconic Shiv temple.
एक दुर्लभ स्थान उज्जैन में है, जिस पर सन 1600 में मुस्लिम मुग़ल शासकों ने तोड़कर उस पर कब्जा कर लिया था, और उसे आज बिना नींव की मस्जिद के नाम से जाना जाता है। 2007 में जब हम अंदर प्रवेश किया तब उसमें गणेश जी की मूर्तियां थी, हाथी बने हुए थे, घोड़े बने हुए थे, और पत्थरों पर विशाल पहरेदार सैनिकों की मूर्तियां बनी हुई थी। इस मामले को लेकर मैं कोर्ट में जाना चाहूँगा और इसकी एफआईआर भी दर्ज कराऊंगा, ताकि ये पूरा में ग्वालियर से इसके पूरे कागज निकाले जा सके और हिंदुओं की संपत्ति हिंदुओं को मिले।
Barely 120 kilometers from Ujjain, this protected 11th century monument has become a subject of litigation. Bhotshala, a Saraswati temple for the Hindus, and a Kamal Maula mosque for the Muslims. An organization called the Hindu Front for Justice has opposed a 20-year-old arrangement made by the Archaeological Survey of India that reserved Bhotshala for puja on Tuesdays and namaz on Fridays. The petitioners have moved the State High Court, seeking complete exclusion of Muslim prayers from the monument. The PIL has been admitted and notices sent to the ASI, the centre and the state governments. A massive 17th century structure in Varanasi. Its existence as a mosque challenged and a survey carried out on court orders. The Hindu side claims to have found a shivling in Gyanvapi's reservoir. The mosque committee calls it a fountain.
अभी भी आप जाइए वहां पर तो देखेंगे जो मस्जिद का पृष्ठभाग है, पिछला हिस्सा है, वहां वह सारे चिन्ह, वह सारे प्रतीक, वह सारे स्वरूप दिखाई देते हैं जो एक मंदिर होने का प्रमाण बताते हैं.
The commissioner had not given a report to the district, to the lower court judge. A petitioner moves an application, and before even the notice is given to the Muslim side, the honorable judge passes an order to protect that area, that so-called thing called shivling, which is not there. It is a fountain.
Separately, an appeal against the Gyanvapi survey reached the Supreme Court.
After the Gyanvapi survey, now the demands have increased of similar inspection in Mathura, where a civil suit seeking removal of Shahi Eidgah has already been filed.
Following the Allahabad High Court's directions to dispose of all cases related to the Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi Shahi Eidgah dispute within 4 months, a petitioner has filed an application in a local court in Mathura, seeking videography of the Shahi Eidgah Masjid adjacent to Krishna Janmabhoomi. The petitioner wants an official assessment to determine that the mosque housed Hindu artifacts and ancient religious inscriptions on its premises. A series of dormant disputes unfold dramatically in a polarized political climate. The list gets longer by the day. With Hemendra Sharma and Kumar Abhishek, Bureau Report, India Today.
It's not just temple and mosque disputes right now. The entire focus is also shifted to a monument Vapsi demand. The focus and the discussion over Taj Mahal being renamed as Tejo Mahal, of Qutub Minar being called Vishnu Stambh, and many other similar such debates of Aurangabad being renamed as Sambhaji Nagar. All of that is back in focus as again everyone's talking about whether Mughal history can be edited or erased.
A shivling allegedly at the Wazu Khana of the Gyanvapi Mosque in Kashi, being hailed as the game changer in the Kashi temple dispute case. The Hindu side claims that this is the proof that the mosque was built after Aurangzeb demolished the temple. The matter has now reached the Supreme Court. Less than 650 kilometers from Kashi, there's a call to reopen the locked rooms of the Taj Mahal to look for alleged hidden Shiva idols. A BJP leader even went to court, claiming that Taj Mahal is actually Tejo Mahal. The plea was dismissed. In the capital, a Hindu group chanted the Hanuman Chalisa at the Qutub Minar, demanding that its name be changed to Vishnu Stambh. They say that the monument was restructured after demolishing 27 Jain and Hindu temples.
भारत के अंदर कुतुब मीनार बनी है, ताजमहल बना है और हिंदू जनमानस ऐसा मानता है कि भाई ताजमहल तेजो महल था, तो ताजमहल तो भारत सरकार के अधीन है, कुतुब मीनार भारत सरकार का है. तो मैं तो प्रधानमंत्री जी से आग्रह करना चाहूँगा कि कुतुब मीनार को और ताजमहल को हिंदुओं की भावनाओं का सम्मान करते हुए हिंदुओं को सौंप देना चाहिए.
At the center of this monument Vapsi campaign is the Mughal ruler Aurangzeb, dubbed a tyrant by some. It is alleged that he ordered destruction of temples in Kashi and Mathura. In Maharashtra, there is a renewed demand to rename Aurangabad as Sambhaji Nagar.
Sambhaji Nagar, it should be changed. It should, and it has to, and it will in future. That is, I'm saying on television, sir. We believe in Sambhaji Maharaj, we don't believe in Aurangzeb.
While a legal battle plays out in the Kashi temple mosque issue, in Karnataka's Mandya, the Hindu community is seeking permission to offer prayers inside the Srirangapatna Mosque. Built by Tipu Sultan, the Jamia Masjid, in a heritage site, Hindu groups claim that the mosque is built on the remains of a Hanuman temple.
ಶ್ರೀರಂಗಪಟ್ಟಣದಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಆಂಜನೇಯನ ಒಂದು ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಇತ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನರು ಕೂಡ ಒಪ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಒಪ್ಪಿ ಆ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಂತಹ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅದನ್ನ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನವನ್ನು ಪಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಂಜನೇಯನ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನ ಯಾಕೆ ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ? ಯಾಕೆ ಮಸೀದಿ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ರಿ? ಈ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ 36,000 ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಗಳನ್ನ.
A call for reclaiming the past to restore the future. The collision over historic sites across India continues to resonate. Bureau Report, India Today.
The trouble for the Rana couple in the Hanuman Chalisa controversy is far from over because the Mumbai police has now approached the Sessions Court seeking cancellation of the bail that was granted to them. And the Sessions Court is all set to hear Mumbai police's plea on this. Now, the cops have maintained that the Ranas have flouted bail conditions. The couple has been asked to appear in this particular case, but they are unlikely to do so and in all likelihood will be filing an exemption application. Now, the Mumbai police has argued that the bail for Rana should be cancelled because they flouted one of the primary conditions by the court, that is not to speak to the media or address the media about the entire case. The court had clearly directed both the accused not to interact with the media regarding the case, and that was one of the conditions for bail. The Ranas, remember, were arrested on charges of trying to incite communal violence over their threat to recite Hanuman Chalisa in front of Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray's residence. And here's an excerpt of the conversation that India Today's Gaurav Sawant had with MP Navneet Rana on the charges against her.
What trouble are you in that you wanted to recite the Hanuman Chalisa? Or are you in more trouble after reciting the Hanuman Chalisa?
See, nobody will be in trouble after chanting Hanuman Chalisa. The trouble is there on my Maharashtra in the name of Uddhav Thackeray ji. Because of that, my force was that now my Maharashtra farmers are in trouble. All jobless youngsters are in trouble. The electric department of Maharashtra is in trouble. But the trouble person who's got all the trouble to Maharashtra is not working a single step ahead in progress of my Maharashtra. Because of that, I wanted to chant Hanuman Chalisa in front of Uddhav Thackerayji's house.
But why? How would chanting Hanuman Chalisa outside Matoshri take care of all the problems that you are raising? Why not raise those issues either in Parliament or on any correct platform?
See, that's what I'm saying. The day I became Member of Parliament, I started representing my district, Amravati. The day when I entered to Lok Sabha, I started raising all the problems belongs to my district, Amravati, or from Maharashtra or either from India. If you watch that Lok Sabha speeches of mine, if you see, every single day I am there with some or the other problems facing by my people from Maharashtra and from my Amravati district. Farmers' issues are there. Adivasi tribal areas, people are facing so many problems from Maharashtra. So many youngsters are jobless after 2019. It is 3 times more jobless people are there in Maharashtra totally if you see. The electric department is facing so many problems. I have raised every single question and I'm continue following up all that problems in my center, from my center government. I'm meeting every single minister. I'm meeting PM for the problems what my Maharashtra is facing and particular about my Amravati, what we Amravatikers are in problem and trouble and my farmers are in problems.
And so, yet you recite the Hanuman Chalisa, you want to recite the Hanuman Chalisa outside Matoshri. How does that solve any of the problems that you are raising?
See, I believe in Hanuman Chalisa chant, ki Sankat Mochan, when Sankat trouble comes to your life or either comes to Maharashtra, we believe that. If you chant Hanuman Chalisa, that trouble goes from your life. And I believe in that. If you chant, if the Mukhyamantri CM chant Hanuman Chalisa, the trouble might go out and he should step out from Matoshri. That was my biggest question to Uddhav Thackeray. And because of only that reason, I was supposed to chant Hanuman Chalisa outside his residence.